Ben had the privilege and honor of landing on his grandparents' farm after his parents' passing. And after taking some time off to reconnect with the land and reconnect with how much he loved being a chef, he transitioned their homestead into a farm to table experience. Ben shares the 3 tips that he would give somebody if they were starting their very own farm to table restaurant. And we also talk about what's most meaningful to him and what drives him in his Saltbox journey. I'm Natalie Forsbauer, founder and editor in chief of Heart and Soil magazine. And if you like the interview, click that like button and share it with your friends. And if you want your very own free issue of Heart and Soil magazine, head on over to heartandsoilmagazine.com, where you can get your very own free issue when you sign up for our newsletter. Or you can sign up for the magazine for just $39.99 a year, and you get access to all back issues. It's a super good deal. Make yourself an amazing day. Enjoy the conversation. Ben, you've clearly had a very unique path on your farm to table journey. And in that, you're super connected to what you love to do. You're gifted this beautiful property and you're able to just follow. It's like crumbs were just left for you, or seeds were just left for you. And you're like, okay, and okay, right? You just kept taking the next step. So in the context of farm to table being growing food on your farm and serving it on a plate via restaurant, catering, cafe, what if somebody was wanting to do that model of farm to table? What are 3 tips that you would give them to consider and to be mindful of as they're planning or as they're building themselves out?
Certainly, if you haven't ever worked in a restaurant before, make sure that that's something you like, because it's hard. Not that farming isn't, not that any job isn't, but it's usually the restaurant life is quite a bit more taxing on your work-life balance, just because of the hours and weekends and holidays and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if a restaurant is a part of that farm to table journey for someone, then you got to make sure that's you're up for that. As with anything, you got to love what you do. And if you're lucky enough to surround yourself with people who you enjoy being with and who aren't interested in drama and all the BS that comes with so many things, then the team is what makes it. That's the critical ingredient. Love for what you do and finding a team to help you, because you can't do it all yourself. And find people who have the same drive and passion and interests.
I love those 3.
But at the end of the day, I mean, that's kind of what it comes down to. I think, from what I've learned so far, anyway, from my perspective.
Well, I love how simple those are, because a lot of the times I think we can get caught up in our story of what we think we want, or we get caught up in the story of what we see others doing, and we think that that's how we want to do it. So to bring it back into the farmer, into the chef, into the person who is building out the farm to table experience is really powerful. Make sure that long hours and the restaurant life is aligned with you. And if it's not, then you need to find the other person who has those same values and put in that time, right? And then have a love for what you do and surround yourself with a good team. Super tips. What brings you the most joy? What brings you the most joy in what you're doing with Saltbox?
I think when I'm up in the field and I, especially this time of year, when things are really starting to, we're starting to harvest, and summer squash is almost ready, and we're eating asparagus, and I get to crack a couple of eggs into a fry pan that came out of the coop. I think when I actually get to enjoy those things myself personally and just say, wow, we did this, and I get to do this every day for other people, which is awesome. But when I get to be up there and take a look and just absorb it, and then, as I said before, I love to eat. So, when I get to cook for myself and my family or my friends with what we grew here, that probably is one of the biggest things that I find that I get the most joy out of, and just being up there. it's beautiful. And I say that hopefully without sounding like I'm boasting, because as I said before, I credit Mark with this. I mean, he's doing an amazing job, so I get to really enjoy it.
Yeah, you've created a good team around you. Grateful you joined us for that conversation and interview. If you haven't subscribed to Heart and Soil Magazine yet, head over to heartandsoilmagazine.com. Click on that subscribe button and join us. You make yourself an amazing day, and I'm really grateful you're part of our community.